Dean, you sent me the nicest text message, SMS text message I've ever gotten in my entire I thought something was wrong, bro. It was so nice. It was unusually nice.
Is that for your birthday?
Yes, of course. It was like it brought a single tear to my eye.
Wow.
I was moved. I woke up at 6:00 a.m. and I was moved.
You were wet?
Dean. It was moist. It was the moist maker. It was very nice. I wanted to say thank you. It's very, very nice.
Wow.
Usually we don't talk that often. I mean, we do, but it's
We
mostly
talk
about
every
business.
day. Yeah.
Mostly about business, though. And to be honest, we kind of roast each other all the time, talk a lot of shit with each other.
Right.
Very nice. I really appreciated it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, actually. All the people here, the Patreonies, the people that commented. Tell me happy birthday. It meant a lot, guys.
Huh. How are your knees?
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
He's got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
This is the true form of floor gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey, guys. My name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Ben.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to thank our friends over at 1-6 Corner for sponsoring this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. Guys, don't forget to use code CW10, that's capital C, capital W10, during our live recording for 10% off all in-stock items. Make sure you go over there and check it out.
We have a great show planned for you guys tonight. We actually had so much news this week that I was like, do we really need to talk about Star Trek? But
Cut it off.
Ben, I was like, Jesus Christ, guys, fuck. It was like 1 p.m. and I was still getting shit on the show sheet. But we do have a great show planned for you guys tonight. But before we get into that, Dean, the Dream Martin, we have a very special segment that we begin all the best shows with.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah, what'd you get in this week? I got these from Sweet Manny and Zach. It's the Target exclusive 3 3/4 inch Star Wars Droids Boba Fett. It's not the droid, isn't it? The Christmas special Boba Fett?
I think it's a Bofa.
Bofa? Okay, well,
Bofa.
it's the animation Boba Fett on 3 3/4. All new sculpts. Pretty amazing. Although it does not include his like little spear rifle thing, the one they styled the Mandalorians after, which is kind of a bummer. But other than that, it's amazing. I have the original ones; it's not that big a deal. And then I also got what Mando is this?
The Maldo Crace TVC.
Yes, so 3 3/4 inch also Mando, where they are on the ice planet. One of the nicest 3 3/4 inch figures I've ever had. Not a huge fan of the hip articulation, but an amazing figure nonetheless. I think it's the only way to get a season 3 Mando or season 2 Mando.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, you had to paint the knee pad, but other than that, nailed it.
Yeah. I love it, bro.
Yeah, it's wonderful. So I got those. And then I forgot to take a picture of it. What the fuck are these guys called?
Death Watch Mando or Commander Mando, Super Commando, Super Commando.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
The one that has the horns like Darth Maul. I forget, with the Black Series. I forget what they're called.
He just threw out 1,000 names and none of those were it.
No,
I was just laughing
they have
because
like
Commando is so funny to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget
Gigi.
what they're called.
Gigi wants your baby Grogu, by the way. Just putting it out there.
Aw,
Gigi, we have one out
absolutely
in the packaging that you can go have.
Link.
Just open that one up.
We're linked.
Wow, you're gonna let her open up the one that's sealed on the cardboard?
The
You're gonna
Razor
lose like
Crest
200
one?
bucks.
No. Heck
How
no.
dare you? How dare you? Let me.
You finish with the show and she's playing with it, like you said.
We got Toy Mafia. Bob Dylan. Has anyone ever made it to a stream before Toy Mafia? I say no. Tukatri, Sam Gist, Eddie Aero Maestro. I got to see Eddie for my birthday, and it was fantastic. Ninja Squirrel, Mark Pearson. I think he's sitting by the fire watching CW. Love to hear it. Michael Mann. Toy Mafia says, I got a quick move to make. Be right back. What an angel. John Ortiz, Danny Lee, Doc Smizzle, Sweet Gigi, Irwin. Shout out to Baby Girl 707 and Baby Boy 606. We also have PT Works in the chat. We got John. A bunch of people filtering in. 1, 2, 3. Thor Gaming. Marco, what did you get?
Yeah, so I think my new last week was this Mando Boba, and I finally got him open. And I must say, initially in hand, like I wasn't super impressed. Like I was like, okay, he just looks like a Boba Fett. You know, he comes with the diorama base though, and once you get him posed up and get all the accessories on, like this figure is beautiful. So really happy I got it. Didn't go with the double pack, regretting it a little bit now, considering that they've announced this new, you know, Boba Fett from the show and it doesn't come with a sculpt. So I got to sort something out to get a sculpt, but yeah, so beautiful figure. And then this Harley Quinn, one that I had been looking for a while was, you know, someone came to me and said, hey, you know, I heard you were looking for a Harley Quinn and we made a solid deal. So, you know, a deal that was too good for me to pass up. And I would say this head sculpt really, you know, lives up to my expectations in hand. It's a really beautiful figure. So I fully anticipate in art to do a Harley Quinn at some point, but knowing that it's not on the, you know, the next 2 years made me feel a bit more comfortable going after this one.
Do you mind asking, or if I asked how much you paid for that?
Yeah, so I got it for $385 shipped, and I felt like that was pretty solid given, you know, what it's going for.
Yeah, we did. Zach, you remember that auction we did?
Yeah, I sold mine and it was incomplete and messed up, and it was like two. It was a lot of like I was expecting to get like 50, 60, $100.
Yeah, you started the bid like stupid low, and it went up and up and up, and it was like everybody was like, bro, the prices on eBay are like through the roof right now. And we were like, what the fuck? Like this thing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those weird chase figures, right? That it was like not a must-have in the collection, but for that price, I felt pretty comfortable pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Also, my favorite thing about all the new this week photos that Marco sends me is he always puts the Razor Crest. Like, it's like, you know, 80% of the negative space is the Razor Crest. I always have to crop them out.
This guy looks great with the Razor Crest on it. You know?
I mean, he does.
Show it off.
Fuck, man. I'm trying to get some eyes on the figure. Ben, John, do you guys have anything this week?
Not this week. No.
Negative. Negative. All right. I got the NECA Black Noir. I had tried looking for it at Target, but I guess it hasn't hit Texas yet. But I was able to order it through their online store, and I hate ordering things off of Amazon. I like the free shipping. So I had to order something stupid to get this thing shipped for free. It's like a $2 toy for VV, and then I didn't have to pay $9 in shipping. But it's a great figure. Sculpting is really well done. The articulation is really solid. Comes with some different hands, the knives, which you can actually put in the hip holsters. And I believe the next one in the line is A-Train, so that'll be 4 of the 7. And then part of me is wondering what they're going to do from that point, because obviously they hopefully will make Queen Maeve, but then it's like, do they go with translucent and some of the the deep, or do they go for like Stormfront? Very interesting decisions by NECA. So I'm excited. I think they're really fun figures, and even though they're not the greatest, I think when you get all 7 of them together, however many they're going to make, I think it's going to be pretty sweet. And I'm glad to see that. Oh, God.
Sorry, Zach. Where do you kind of cut off collecting this line though? Like the deep feels like maybe a natural area where it's like, yeah, he might not be a must-have.
He's not a must-have, but I think if I wanted to display the 7, I think he's a must-have, because he's he's a big part of the show,
the original
right?
7.
Translucent, I mean, I guess you could say like he's there, but he's not there. So I guess that one I could maybe go without, and plus he doesn't play a major role in the show. But For me, I think, like, I will buy as many of the characters that they make. I don't know if I would buy the boys themselves, like maybe Butcher, but like I really don't need Huey or Frenchie or the female. This is kind of where I draw the line. I just really want the superheroes.
MM would be kind of a sweet one, honestly, though.
MM is amazing. He's one of the best characters in the show. I love MM, but I mean, NECA's not that great with. I don't know. Like I think I'd rather just have the heroes, to be honest. Dean's giving me a look there.
Are they really
but yeah,
heroes?
well, you know what I mean. You haven't seen the show. You don't know anything about it. Let's get
I've
into
seen
the
the first 2 seasons.
I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Let's get into the news. We'll start with the Hot Toys Stealth Armor Iron Man. This one's $375, releasing April to September 2023. I think it looks good. I think if you're going to go with an Iron Man variant, the Stealth variant's pretty popular in the comics. So I like what I'm seeing. I know the first one did have some issues with the base, which they sorted out. So I assume this one should not have those problems. And I think, you know, Hot Toys is going to Hot Toys, and there's going to be these color variants of Iron Man figures. I think it's pretty par for the course. They're calling this the Origins Collection. But to me, there's nothing amazing about this figure or this line. $375, you know, it is what it is. Things are going to be expensive. But you know, for me, this is an easy pass. But I'm curious to see what you guys have to think about it.
I didn't think this figure could get any fucking dumber, but here we are. I don't like these at all. They're so bad. I don't understand that clear plastic on top of the figure. Like, it's so stupid looking. But people seem to like them. You know, good for them. Easy pass for me. At least the clear plastic is a color though, so it doesn't look as stupid as the red one, where it's just like clear plastic on top of the red armor. So I don't know. Like you said, easy pass. I don't like it.
I think visually a lot of people do like it. I think it's different. Apparently, I was reading it from some sources, it's somewhat limited. It's not going to be mass produced as the other ones. Again, take that with a grain of salt. But I do think it looks better than the Iron Man that they just put out. I think the trio together look great. But I think this one is my favorite out of the 3. But again, coming in at what, $375? Damn, that's a lot, no? Considering
feels like it.
Like, you're not getting a intricate base like the original release. You know, where it has like the shelves and the computer screen and everything. So
yeah,
I think it's a bit pricey, but I think visually it's gonna look stunning on the shelf. For me, it's like that. It's like that store. It's what it was, the Clone Trooper, the Chrome Clone Trooper, and the Chrome.
Yeah.
It's like a
Death
gimmick.
Trooper.
It's a gimmick sort of thing. It's milking the license, the Iron Man license.
No doubt about it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this line at all. I think we saw what a customizer was able to do pretty quickly within a few days of it releasing, where he painted over the plastic bits. That looks significantly better. So I just don't completely understand why Hot Toys didn't go that route originally. And then you could go with more of an artist rendition down the line if you wanted to. Maybe there's some licensing issues there. I know they're trying to model it after a specific artist, but yeah, just not a huge fan of the plastic stuff. I will say, like John mentioned, this is the best looking one so far of the entire line, but it feels like a missed opportunity because they could have come out of the gates with some, you know, a concept or a comic book accurate Cap, Iron Man, and let's say Thor, and that would have sold really well in my opinion. So it feels like a missed opportunity.
I am wondering if this is going to be kind of the next iteration of Neon Tech. Actually, Bob Dylan just literally said that. I agree with that. I do like the color of this actually quite a bit, but I'd be worried it would be kind of like my Green Ranger in the collection, where I like the figure a lot, but the color almost pops in a way that doesn't actually fit the rest of my kind of neutral, like movie realistic collection. So this is a no-buy for me, but I am excited to see it in people's collections who have maybe more of like a comic book style setup, because I think that would be pretty sick.
Yeah, and they wasted no time here giving us the War Machine, again from the Origins Collection line. This one's also $375, though it is scheduled to release July to September 2023 as opposed to April to September. I just don't like any of this. to be honest. I mean, the weapons look cool, don't get me wrong, but I feel like I'm just so used to the MCU War Machine just being much, much bulkier, and this looks like pretty much the same chassis with just a bunch of shit slapped on it. And it just looks a bit too thin for my taste, and the weapons just don't look proportional to the figure. I think they do look okay together, but you know, for a line that no one really asked for us now to have 3 of these when a lot of other lines I think aren't as filled in, it's kind of a weird thing for me. Though I will say this one, I feel like I'm a little bit less upset about the price because I feel like you're getting so much more with the different weapon attachments, and it's just I feel like it's more volume of stuff for your dollar.
Yeah, I still have nothing nice to say about these. Yeah, I don't like these. I think you're right, Zach, that War Machine is traditionally, because even in the comics, now I'm not too familiar with like the super old comics which these are based off of, but even in the old comics, War Machine is much like broader in the shoulders because he's got all the gear on. So this does look a little funny to me.
I agree with Cram saying this is cool back when War Machine was badass. Before MCU neutered him. At the end of the day, I think it's, like I said, this trio is nice. The thing here is we ask for different, and this is different, right? I don't think it's necessarily innovative, but it's different. But I'd still take them over a reissue, I'll be honest with you. But I'm still not feeling it. If you were going to collect a line, like I said, I think the trio is going to look great. But at the price point they're asking, like the portrait on the right, that photo, I don't know if it's just me, but does that not look like a frown face?
Dude, I
it
laughed.
Really does.
Okay. I laughed out loud, man.
To that point, though, I think it is different, right? Like, it's a little different, but it's also like, I mean, this is like the 60th Iron Man Hot Toys. You know, to me, it's just, I understand why, right? Hot Toys is like the best-selling property over there, supposedly, at least the MCU version. I don't know.
It's different. It's just wrong different, though, right? It's like you finish dinner, you want a hot fudge sundae, and then they put mustard on it, and you're like, well, it's not, like, I kind of wanted that, but you've kind of fucked it up, too, so.
And I think it's just...
that was the best analogy I've ever heard in my life.
Appreciate that.
It's kind of getting the comic fans sort of excited, I think, too, right? Because it's that rendition. But like I said, I'd take another 10 Iron Man. As long as they're not going in the reissue direction, I say they're moving forward and trying to at least spark some interest. The only other thing I can say is the money that they're pumping into this could have possibly went into a character that's more beloved and more open that the community wants to add to their collection. That's the only thing I could say that this could be taking away from.
We'll get there, Equan.
So.
I agree with that, John. I think the only other thing I was going to say is that, like, the frowning face, even though it did make me laugh kind of at first, somebody did end up posting a picture of a comic book cover that had this head sculpt on it, and honestly, the faceplate with the lines was actually pretty accurate to the comic. So I was like, okay, fair enough. Then I just didn't know better, right? And then that's why I thought it was funny, but for me, it wouldn't fit my collection at this point. So
definitely. Now, this puts a smile on my face right here.
Now
Hot Toys Cad Bane, $290 for the deluxe, $270 for the standard. The $20 I think is insignificant. If you're not getting the deluxe, what are you even doing with your life? This is modeled after the Book of Boba Fett, but similar to the clones that we've seen in the past, you do get a little bit of a nugget of the Clone Wars animation design. Great accessories. You get some flame effects. You get 3 styles of interchangeable faces. I think they can do those very well, being able to hide them behind the seam of the sort of headpiece that he's wearing. The deluxe version, you get Toto 360, the motherfucking people's champ himself. You also get the rocket attachments for the boots there. And I think this figure is next level. The only thing that strikes me as a bit odd, and this is 100% probably me not paying enough attention in Book of Boba Fett, but I don't remember Cad Bane ever being this tall, either in Clone Wars or Bad Batch or in Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett here being the most one that I care about, but to me, he seems too tall. but a minor complaint for an otherwise stunning figure, and coming in at 290. I feel like this is not bad, save for the Man on the Moon base. What do you think, Dean?
This is not a figure I would buy, but if I got it as a gift, I'd be happy to have it in the collection. I'm just not a Cad Bane fan, so I wouldn't like spend the money on it. But if I got it, I'm a Star Wars fan, so I would keep it. But am I off base here with his jacket? Shouldn't that be like leather, pleather? Like it legitimately looks just like a cloth kit, like a cloth. Which I guess for longevity is better, but like looked at these pictures and I was like, this looks like just material, like it's the same material as his I guess that's his like vest.
Yeah.
But I feel like it should be a leather pleather material.
I think you're right about the longevity, right? Like the Batman release, they're going to a different material.
They're waking up.
For what it's worth, I think it's debatable what material should be. It does look like fabric in the screenshot that I'm looking at.
From the show?
From the show.
Okay.
I think in Clone Wars it's leather, but this looks like fabric to me. And all the shots that I'm seeing. And it could just be like, I know a lot of studios are trying to be more like environmental conscious. So like in Blade Runner 2049, they went to great lengths to make the jackets that they were wearing out of non-leather. So I think that could be a thing. Disney's obviously very, trying to be very conscious about that. So
yeah, with other slave labor, yeah.
I think the material looks fine to me, just based on like a quick Google search of the book of Boba
Okay,
Fett.
hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but it seemed odd to me. But again, I was like, oh, I guess for longevity's sake, that's cool. You're not gonna worry about fucking up the jacket. So, super excited for people that like Cad Bane. I personally can't stand him. It's
But
cool.
you could do a hell of a
figure.
voice though, Dean. Hell of a voice. You could do a hell of a voice.
Oh, can I? I don't know. But yeah, cold-blooded killer. Yeah. I think I don't like the way his face looks in the Book of Boba Fett. That being said, I think they nailed it. But yeah, what about you guys?
I like the interchangeable faces here. I think this is a top reveal from them. I know a lot of people wanted this figure. We're getting him. I don't mind the fabric jacket, like Marco said, if it's going to give to the longevity of the figure, because we'd be torn. If they gave us pleather, we know what happens with the pleather. If they gave us leather, I don't think we'd be getting that good price point. I think this is right on a honey hole price point.
Wow.
I like this. I'm open to picking this one up, to be frank. I think I'd put this in the same realm as the 2-pack they gave us from the Mandalorian of the Boba, where he's in that black, like Uncle Fester, and then in his suit. I think this is kind of in the same ballpark when it comes to accuracy and everything. I really like it. The only thing that I'm catching now is that hat that he's wearing. Does that not, in certain photos, almost look felt?
Seems
it's probably
like
not, of course.
Like
It's not, but they textured it really well. I think.
I think, and I'm happy that they gave you the interchangeable faces as well. I think the only thing it's missing is a toothpick, but yeah, good on them. They gave for $20 you got to go with the deluxe. Oh wow, who said that?
The collector. Needs a toothpick sculpt and a longer brim option would have been over the top.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. Good thinking, the collector. And the droid's cool. And yeah, for $20, I think you got to go with the deluxe. Not to say you got to go right away and pre-order. Keep an eye out. I think you got time. But yeah, no, kudos to Hot Toys. I think they really did well with this release.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think this is a fantastic release. I think they've kind of given us everything we could have wanted with it. When it was teased, I was a bit anxious, like, okay, this could go really poorly because he has an interesting face, right? And if they didn't really get the expression down, it could have been a shit figure. But the fact that they've given you 3 different faceplates, like I love that we were getting they're taking some chances with expressions on these figures that have swappable faceplates. So it's kind of can give you any look that you want. So that's terrific. Love all the materials they've used. And I do want to, talk about price since we, are always negative on price. I do want to say that this deluxe feels like maybe they've stress tested the market and maybe their pre-orders were soft, or they're hearing the collector's feedback or the competition, because $390 for a deluxe kind of feels like a sweet spot where, John's saying
$290.
Yeah, excuse me, $290 feels like a really good price point. And so it feels like just about the top end of what we'd want to spend for a larger figure like this with a bunch of accessories. So really pleased with this release, one that will absolutely be coming into the collection.
So 2 really quick things for me. Zach, you actually nailed it. The height. When I heard about this figure being released, I was pretty stoked. But my collection behind me, I have the 12-inch Kallax cubes. So this guy, as soon as I saw him, I'm like, oh shit, like, he's literally not going to be able to stand in my current display setup. I'm going to have to come up with something entirely different. And then it had me thinking, the figure where he's in Stormtrooper attire, and he's like, that wouldn't have made sense if he was this tall, right? Like, and again, maybe I'm just not remembering the details well, but I would have thought, like, as a trooper, he would have stood out like crazy if he was a whole head and shoulders taller than the next guy beside him, right? But then the only other question that I have now, I guess, and we've been getting flooded with releases this week, which is why, again, our show sheet's so crazy packed today. But where is Cobb Vanth? We definitely need a Cobb Vanth. This figure with Cobb in that scene, recreating that scene, that was one of my favorite scenes from the Book of Boba, next to some of the Mandalorian stuff. So I would really like to be able to recreate that. I think maybe we're just waiting for a Cobb Vanth head sculpt. Maybe that's the only reason it's taken a little bit longer. But I think this figure is still pretty awesome, and I would likely end up, putting him down to one knee or doing something different, right? Putting him up on a different shelf. But I think I will still get this guy, despite the fact that he does feel a little bit tall.
Coming in on the show, it says that he's 1.85 meters, so a little bit over 6 feet.
Yeah, he's 6'1" on Wikipedia. Tamora Morrison, 5'8", which I guess that makes sense. But if Boba's a clone, it gets real messy, right? When you're talking actor height versus character height, it seems like they didn't make Tamora tall enough, because clones are 6 foot in canon. So maybe that's why it's so tall. But 34, he should be like 33 or just right at 32 if he's 6'1". It just seems odd that they would make him that tall. I will say though, Ben, 12 inches for 1/6 scale display, like, a lot of figures are gonna be bottoming out at the top.
I need to branch out. I couldn't buy the Venom because it was like, he's gonna be 2 shelves. I'm gonna have to knock something out. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to branch out 100%.
Definitely get that deluxe if you're gonna get it. $20 is nothing. That's an iconic character there. He's in for Toto. He's in Clone Wars. He's in Bad Batch.
That's such a smart addition too, right? So he could be a versatile.
Addition. Yeah, definitely such a smart addition. Elliot, in regards to the 6th, they'll definitely do a Stormfront since she is heavy in the current season. Maybe season 2. This is next. Boba Fett, $275, July to December 2023. This feels like a much worse value to me personally, and I feel like this is the 5th Boba Fett on pre-order. I thought this was already a thing. I was incorrect in that assumption. You get some jetpack effects. To me, it just seems like, another Boba Fett with just minor changes. Ankle articulation, I think, is going to suffer. You got Dean's favorite boot sleeves, and it just seems a bit squat for me, if I'm being completely honest.
I fucking love this. As much as I really don't like that show, Boba Fett's my fucking guy, bro. And this figure looks fucking good. How much was it? $275?
$275.
That's not bad. I mean, $250 was usually like, kind of the middle ground. So,
and it's $10 less than the single pack for the Mando Boba Fett.
Yeah. So I like the I don't like the Mando Boba Fett because everyone calls it the bird shit Boba. Also, his flight jacket is still tan, so it looks weird. At least here, it's all black undersuit. This is dope. Boba Fett is my fucking guy. I collect all the Boba Fett stuff, so I'm absolutely getting this. Jack is right. I don't like the boot sleeves, especially because they're brown. Like, what the fuck, bro? But I need it. I fucking need it.
I think this is a Boba Fett that the community didn't need, to be honest. In my opinion, if I was going the route of Boba from these shows, I'd go with the Mando 2-pack, or I'd go with the Boba on Throne and possibly add the Fennec. I know it's a little bit more pricier, but that's the route I'd go. This was, in my opinion, this wasn't needed. I wasn't a fan of the show. I'd go with what Ben said. That Cad Bane's beautiful. I'm not going to be posing Cad Bane with Boba. If anything, I'd want the Cobb Vanth to go with it. So that's what I'd wait for. I even think Cad Bane can be displayed on his own. He doesn't necessarily need a companion piece. So this is an easy pass for me. They're doing these Bobas now. They're doing what they did with their stormtroopers. It's just milking the cow, in my opinion.
No doubt about it. Yeah, definitely too many Bobas out right now. I will say this is probably my favorite one that they've released, or excuse me, teased thus far. I was planning on getting the one on the throne. I think that one looks terrific, but this, costume or outfit looks a lot better, right? The brown boots, the tailoring in the pants, the wider shoulder pads, kind of the paint application on the armor itself. I think this is a superior version. It's just a shame that it doesn't come with a head sculpt, that they've locked that sculpt behind the more premium releases like the Throne or the 2-pack. So it makes this one a little less of a no-brainer, because if it had a sculpt, I would say, okay, all in. But without that, it's one that I want, but I don't know that I can justify because there's just too many. Like, which direction do I go now? They've kind of cannibalized this Boba Fett market.
I'll say this. Boba Fett is not a guy you display without the fucking helmet. Also, the throne, he only sits on it for like 5 seconds in the show, and he's fucking off the entire time. Like, this is a Boba Fett that's to the point. You don't have to spend a stupid amount of money just to have him on the shelf. I think it's solid.
But after
to this point, though, he has his helmet off most of the show.
Exactly.
I know, it's fucking stupid. It's really dumb.
A portrait. Sorry.
Yeah. And to that throne, for me, at the end of Mando, even if it was for 5 seconds, how iconic that was, that's something that you'd want to put on a shelf in my opinion.
Then immediately ruined when the show came out.
Exactly. Well, but the Boba was ruined when the show came out altogether. So
yeah.
I like that the Boba on the throne is different than like the Boba I currently have, which is the Empire Strikes Back version. But I would also do the throne Boba if I was going to pull the trigger on another. Just because I agree with you, John. That scene at the end got me so amped for the show to come out. It is unfortunate it wasn't the greatest, but I was still so excited, and I couldn't wait to have that in my collection. This one reminds me more of the show, which I was lukewarm on, so I don't think I would get this guy.
At present, there is the Boba Fett repaint armor and throne, the Boba Fett repaint armor single pack, Boba Fett deluxe 2-pack, Boba Fett bird shit single pack, and then now we have this one up for pre-order. So 5
and
different
the quarter
SKUs.
Scale, right? Which I know is a different.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, the quarter scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Boba's also a character they do every iteration of, so it's not
That's
like
a lot
this
of
is a
Boba.
surprise.
So many Bobas.
There's a lot of Darth Vaders. There's a lot of Lukes. I mean,
And the return of
that's
the
incomparable.
Yeah,
Incomparable.
I agree.
What are you
And
talking
we're
about? Different
getting
outfits every time.
Yeah,
we're
but
getting
Darth
a
Vader's the
version.
people's champ.
We're getting the Return of the Jedi release with the Sarlacc base.
I'm just saying, it's not a
the reissue.
Give me a Sarlacc bit.
Sorry, John.
Now this, something different Equan mentioned, Hot Toys Buzz Lightyear. Now technically, I want to be very careful with the way we say this, because I'm seeing a lot of people that make content claiming it as fact that Sideshow won't get this. I don't know that we've seen that confirmed yet. I've seen it rumored. Sometimes these things do take a while to go up for pre-order. Some people were saying if it's not up today, it's not up at all, but I don't think that's the case. At any rate, this is the Buzz Lightyear from Pixar's Lightyear. I think this figure is incredible. It's incredibly well done. I'll be honest, I probably won't go see the movie in theaters. I'll probably wait for it to get on Disney Plus. But the painting, the sculpting, the weathering, I mean, it looks. Jobby the Hong says the Roger Rabbit effect, and I'm totally getting it. It looks fantastic. I think a missed opportunity to not give you the portrait where he has the messy hair. I think that would have been neat. I haven't seen the movie, so maybe he doesn't have that messy hair with this outfit at all. But overall, I think without seeing the movie, it seems very complete from all the different iterations that I've seen of the cheaper, lower end toys. I would say maybe the crate for the cat would be cool. I think the Target 6-inch one comes with the crate for the cat. And apparently it doesn't light up. So Ninja Scroll saying $350 doesn't light up. Laser like an $80 toy.
Doesn't light up.
A little disappointing then if that's the case. What do you guys think about this? Also, this is a deluxe and a regular. So the deluxe is the socks and the computer with the wing pack. The regular is Sans wing pack.
Is it like a rubber suit in the thigh area between the armor? Because it looked in the first photo you showed, it looked kind of like it was bunching, kind of funny.
Let me go back and look.
I think this is like Iron Man.
You see that where he's like jumping?
I don't know.
And then
maybe
over here on the side,
right here, maybe could be. It's hard to tell because all the websites that have it up are not in English. We don't have the site show yet to look.
This is not my Buzz Lightyear. I don't really care to watch the movie. It's cool looking, I guess, but yeah, it's just, not what I picture when I think Buzz. So I wouldn't spend this kind of money on that in the collection. Also, you need Woody with Buzz, man. And until they give us a Woody movie, I ain't buying it. Literally, I ain't buying it.
I think this is a super cool release. Very nostalgic for me. Toy Story is what I grew up with. It's not the iconic Buzz, but I can still appreciate it most definitely because this is what Buzz was later on created after, right? But damn, no light up feature, that's heartbreaking. I would have expected at that price point a light up feature and some voice control. You should be able to, remember the one at the Disney store you used to pick up? You push the button, come in, Star Command, come in. You should be able
infinitely better. Infinitely better than those.
So you should be able to. You should be able to.
I got one that speaks Spanish.
Well,
he speaks English and Spanish. It's a dual language toy.
Man, I remember getting
from the Latin.
I still have mine.
How dare you?
This is so. I would have liked to see a button where the wings pop up. Like, come on, there is so much room to innovate on this release. So I do think they dropped the ball a little bit on it. And I'll be honest, I think that if Sideshow hasn't put it up yet, I don't know if they're gonna get it, Zach. To be frank, because I haven't seen.
Oh, they could not get it. I'm just saying we shouldn't say that as a fact.
As a fact, no, we shouldn't say anything as a fact without knowing.
It's very much possible. Yeah.
It's just because they put it up right away. Why wouldn't they get it anyways? What is it, a licensing problem or?
It could be a licensing thing. Sometimes, for example, this is a 12-inch figure. Mattel has been making the 12-inch Buzz Lightyears. Licensing is so specific, right? This is a higher end collectible, so I'd like to think it doesn't fall under the same scope, but I could be wrong.
But I really appreciate they gave us the plastic dome. They did give us the wings, which was awesome. They didn't hold back. Where they held back was the light up function. Should have had the laser, and you should have been able to push a button, and he has his voice chip in there. They did it with R2. They could have easily done it with this as well.
Yeah,
I'm
torn on that. Well, the Vader was notoriously bad. I'm
saying
torn on
they
it
did
because a lot of the features they are asking for were iconic to the toy of the fake Buzz, which is our real Buzz. This is the real Buzz. To me, I don't think I wouldn't expect this to have a karate chopping action, right?
No, of course not.
Nor would I expect it to have kind of gimmicky. To me, those talking features always are gimmicks. Like the speakers they use aren't particularly good. I mean, to me it's just if it's one less battery to have to put in the toy, to me that's always a benefit. But so Doc Smizzle saying, I believe it's because Mattel has the North American EU market unlocked for the 12-inch size. Exactly, hard to say, but I don't think it's coming to Sideshow. I'll let you guys talk about this. I want to go get Vivi's Buzz so I can find it real quick and let's see what he can do.
In my opinion here, it's a lack of innovation where they should have put a lot of innovation, especially considering the fan base behind these characters. Like a lot of people that are collecting Hot Toys grew up with these characters. And I understand not necessarily this Buzz, but there's a lot of love for that franchise. So I think there's a missed opportunity.
I think that's why I'm so torn on it though, because like I see this and I immediately I'm like, okay, if I was gonna have a Buzz Lightyear in my collection of any sort, I would want the actual like the toy from the original movie, right? And I would think that if they did a movie about Buzz Lightyear, and I haven't seen the film, hopefully it's awesome, but if they were going to do a movie of Buzz Lightyear, I would have liked to see it almost as like a real life film as opposed to like a Pixar version, because this guy still looks like a toy. And I've always seen Hot Toys, for me anyways, as like premium collecting. I get it, there's still toys in the name, but like I've never looked at my collection and felt like I collected toys. I felt like I've collected 1/6 scale representations of real people. And when I look at this, it still looks like a toy. But the reason I'm so torn is because I still think it actually looks really cool, and I like all the stuff that it comes with, and I like the colors and all of it. I just don't think I could justify putting it in my collection. Because as I said, if I was going to have this kind of crazy toy-like color pop on my shelf, it's 100% going to be the $80 old school version of Buzz Lightyear. 100%.
Yeah, well said, Ben. And I kind of feel the same way, right? I know we're going to talk about our favorite toys when we were younger for the topic of the show. And so this gives me a lot of feels, and it should be a no-brainer. Look at that thing, right? Like that.
Look at this.
That was
Yeah, like
one of my favorite toys for sure.
Look at this. He's got the laser beam. There's supposed to be a karate chop thing, but I'm not sure how to do it. He's got the button
Look
on
at
the
that.
back. Look at this.
That's, do you know how many memories there are there? I should have added that
Look,
to the.
he speaks Spanish.
I know, John. I feel like it was.
I didn't remember. I should have added that to the.
Yeah.
We need you to translate, Marco.
What's going on, Darth Rashid? Thanks for hopping in.
He said, well,
That seems racial.
he said,
Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You guys.
no,
go.
he said something about rice milk. I don't know, is what I heard. Anyways, no. So
Oh, look at that.
Fuck, that was good, bro.
I don't know what this is supposed to be, but not my Buzz.
That's aggressive.
Not my Buzz.
Fucking
you
horchata.
gotta
flipping out.
confiscate this
Bunch
one.
of boys.
No, that's his horchata drinking hand.
That's
bro.
right.
Just shitting right over my childhood. Thank you guys.
Oh, man.
Right
Let
over.
me do the karate chop right there.
See, but like this one has so many things that this Hot Toys release doesn't, and I guess it's not one for one because it's supposed to be the movie, but it's just hard to justify that price and a hot toy. As Ben was saying, we're going for movie accuracy and photorealism, and so this is just existing in a really weird space where it should be a no-brainer for all of us that love the Buzz Lightyear, but it's just something's off about it. So
Yeah, you mentioned the photorealism, and it's like the Winnie the Pooh. That was like the whole point of that movie. Right. It was like a photorealistic toy bear come to life, right? And they executed that one perfectly. This is still in that weird cartoony kind of.
Yeah, it still looks like a toy.
It's weird. I don't know. Yeah, nobody.
So can you justify a $350 hot toy?
Absolutely not.
Yes.
I'd rather have the one Zach has in his hand because that's the real Buzz Lightyear.
Is this the first Pixar
You were
Hot
ridiculous.
Toys? Like I don't know. I honestly, legitimately don't know.
What was the question?
Is this the first Pixar Hot Toys?
They did Pooh. I think this is the first Pixar.
I don't think that was
No,
Pixar,
they've done Cos Babies.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, this is the
But yeah,
first
nothing this
actual.
scale.
I'm telling you right now, if Hot Toys did the problem is they can't sell in North America. But if Hot Toys did the Toy Story line with Woody, Buzz, all the characters, oh my god, that'd be a line I'd be behind 100%.
But in a way though, is it necessary? Because you could
100%.
get this toy for $30 that does everything from the movie and speaks Spanish. Little Martin will be learning Spanish.
I don't know if Spanish is like a.
I think it's from one of the movies.
Watch yourself,
Let's
John.
say what you're gonna say.
Watch
John.
what you're
How
gonna say.
dare
bro.
you? But what I'm saying is, if Hot Toys made it, it would be nice, 100%. There's no question about that.
Bro.
But is it necessary when you could get this for like 1/15 the cost?
I get what you're saying.
And it's an actual representation from your childhood. This is a cash grab. Like, hey, remember Buzz? Give us money for it.
No, but you have to understand, kids are growing up with this Buzz now, right?
Yeah, this will be the new Buzz.
Yeah,
This
those
will be-
kids are
But you have to
stupid as hell.
understand, this is the real Buzz, right? I appreciate what they're doing in the story. I appreciate what they're doing with the story because they're telling us
But
the
see,
story
that's
of.
the thing. It's not the real Buzz. Now, I'm not going to go into spoilers.
The toy
You're
is
talking
not the
about-
real Buzz.
You're talking
but
about
the character.
Buzz, yes, I understand. You guys.
I
are
think a
saying
lot of people are confused about what this movie actually is, and they don't
This
understand
is
that.
about the real person that inspired the toy.
Okay, but you haven't
Exactly.
seen the movie, so
I know that
at the beginning of the movie it says something about the. I guess we can't get into it because it's spoilers.
Message it in private chat. I'm curious.
You know
But
what?
that's
If
how
a
they
bunch
always
of-
sold this to us.
That's how
like
I thought it was.
the
If it's
real
not, then
story.
this is a piece of shit.
No.
Yeah, fuck this movie then.
How is a kid supposed to understand any of this stuff? It's like it's so convoluted.
Do you understand what these kids understand? These kids have Apple iPhones and this and that. Kids in strollers using phones and stuff, man. These
That's a
kids
good
are,
point. They are
Holy
advanced.
man.
I'll send it to you on Facebook so I don't ruin it for the panel.
Okay, sounds good. Let's move on. Infinitely, maybe less exciting. 7 of 9, the 1/6 scale museum grade action figure. This one is 220, releasing Q4 of some year. They didn't really put a year there, but I would assume 2023 because we're at halfway through 2022. This is from Star Trek Voyager, and I don't have a lot of good things to say about it. I did look up the character. And I just don't know about this portrait. I don't know. I don't know about this character. I'm going to leave it up to the panel if you guys want to chime in. But to me, this it just looks a bit... She looks
Wait
kind of
a
like a fish,
minute.
if I'm being completely honest.
Didn't we just see this like 2 weeks ago? And it looked amazing. What the fuck is this? It's like she ate a bunch of fucking... what are those, sour heads or what are they called?
Rice milk, I think.
It's like she ate something real sour and she's just like trying not to fucking spit it out, bro. We did see this not that long ago, didn't we?
So we saw that this was going to be coming out. Like they teased it. So it was part of like a teaser kind of release show
well,
that they had.
they lost a ton of. They went from like
Angelina
90
Jolie got stung by a bee.
They went from like 90%
And then hit by a
down to
car.
10%. Like
You
that's
guys are
a
hurting
huge
my soul.
loss. In,
Oh God. I don't know.
This is not good.
This
is bad. I almost threw
John,
up.
I have absolutely nothing to say. Go ahead.
So I have to defend this figure.
Get him out of here.
I do think that the likeness is not necessarily 100%. If it was just down to the likeness of Jerry Ryan, who is like one of the most beautiful women out there, I would say this is more like a 7.5. It's close. It's definitely better than the last one we saw, which was Michael Burnham.
So she has Abe Lincoln's jaw.
Jesus
Christ.
And I do find that it seems to me like the developer, actually Bob Dylan just said it, is seeming kind of like aggressive to feedback and is really squashing things and making a lot of excuses for certain things. And the prices continue to go up. This is now $220 plus $25 shipping, which makes this now the most expensive Exo-6 figure that's come out. Some of the other Exo-6 figures that have come out have had multiple head sculpts, same amount of weapons, same amount of accessories for the most part otherwise. Now, one of the things that the developer said about this particular figure is that she's a bit taller of a woman than Captain Catherine Janeway, the captain she reports to. And so instead of being able to use like a stock body, they actually went to a special developer and had this guy, or this woman, like specifically made, like this body made for this character, I should say. So they're saying that that's part of the reason for that price increase. And I do think that the tailoring on the outfit looks good. The color's on point. I think the material choices are great. I do think the body looks like 7 of 9. She's pretty voluptuous and slender in the legs. And so there's a lot of good there, and there's a lot of Jerry Ryan and 7 of 9 there.
The problem isn't the body, bro. It's the fucking face.
Bro,
what's with the hair?
Well, and so this is exactly what her hair kind of looks like in the show, except that this looks like straight up one painted plastic. It would be something I would reach out to Zach for example, to be like, how can I make this look like more realistic?
You're paying $220 to you know what I say?
Most expensive figure they've released.
You know what I say? Wait for the third party.
Wow.
Wow.
You hate
If he's not being receptive to feedback, He's not getting my money. Don't come into this.
To be honest,
John, he's not getting your money anyway.
Hold on. Yeah, he's definitely not. 1 minute he's not. 1 minute he's preaching, oh, we're the company and this and that, and forget these third-party companies. We listen to you and that and this and this and that. And then now he's not receptive to feedback, bro. With a portrait like this.
Yeah.
You can't in this economy, right?
He's also said that because this body was so expensive to produce and they were able to get a deal at a low batch number, that in the future, if they wanted to make another 7 of 9, that the cost would skyrocket, and he thinks that nobody would buy it. They would complain about the price. And so he's kind of saying that this is probably the only 7 of 9. That could just be a marketing tactic, to be honest, but it's hard to say.
Right? Yeah, again, the body is not the problem. The body looks fine. It's all in that face, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly. It looks like a fish.
And it's shitty because, like, there's so much potential with these lines. And I think she still looks pretty good. I just feel like she does need some work. But like, Michael Burnham, the figure we saw last week, like, she looked really rough. She looked like a cosplay version of the actress. I still think this is closer. It's just that with increasing pricing, I'd say another $25 more, and even this will start to kind of price me out of the Exo 6 line. So I'd rather buy a Hot Toys with that Hot Toys sculpt level.
Aaron Grove says that's way off. Maybe if she's like 65 now, they base the sculpt off of that.
Maybe. You hate to see it.
Oh, shit.
But I've seen a ton of people say that they're getting this figure. I've got a lot of private DMs today to say that they're excited for it. So I am excited for the people out there who are still loving this figure. Not everybody collects Hot Toys, but there's a lot of Star Trek fans out there who have never seen a Star Trek 7 of 9 that's even close to this quality, and they are all over it. So
that's a good perspective
for those
right?
people.
Because go ahead, Zach.
But it's a shame though. Like I'm friends with the Exo 6 guy on Facebook, and any tiny bit of criticism, he just goes completely off the fucking wall.
He does.
And I don't think that's very conductive to... I mean, can you imagine if Queen just shut down with any little nugget of criticism, or Hot Toys or any of those other companies? I just don't think that that's the right attitude to have with things like this, because, you'll have the people that will support it no matter what, but this to me doesn't seem all that great, especially for the price point. Sorry, Marco.
No, I was just going to say that's good perspective, though, that, not everyone is looking at Hot Toys for that quality. They just want the representation, and this is a premium version of a character they love. So in that respect, I'm sure that this is like something that a lot of folks can be excited for. But I will just say, on the criticism front and accepting feedback, this market is just evolving so much. Even Hot Toys, if they don't respond to us directly, Dean's throwing me off here. They're at least, making adjustments that makes it seem like they're listening to us. So, you just have to listen to that fan feedback.
Ninja Squirrel says, a lot of Star Trek fans out there, yeah, they're 60 plus years old with poor eyesight.
Dirty.
Wow, Euler says he was very happy when she was on screen.
Yeah, everybody was.
I think Ben's actually told us about this chick before in the past, and I do recall Googling, and I was impressed.
Oh, yeah, 7 of 9 is a badass. And, like, the actress who plays her is fucking beautiful.
I'd want a 6 of 9, if you know what I
mean. we just saw like a prototype a couple weeks ago, and it looked amazing, but huge drop off. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened.
That was a hilarious joke. I fucking hate all of you guys.
No, that was good.
I laughed. I was just on mute.
There's also an update. Yeah. Ben, I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, this one's really quick. Nanjin also put on his Facebook that Picard, Data, and Janeway are back in stock. Apparently they found some shipment, or they had some extras that they didn't realize was in their shipment system. I kind of laughed about that because that reminds me of, like, Sideshow finding it out of the water. Like, oh, we thought that ship sank, but here's actually another boat full. It feels like a bit of a marketing ploy again, but maybe it's not. Maybe they literally did find extra inventory. But they're back up on the website now at the original price. They may even be gone already. But if you are looking for these guys, definitely take a look there, because the aftermarket price on these guys was already starting to go insane.
Yeah.
So, wow.
I honestly would not doubt that they found some somewhere.
Mute your phones,
that's
Jesus Christ.
That's been happening a lot lately. So.
Or maybe they got returns and they're selling it and they're just not saying it's like Sideshow Seconds, right? Never know.
This was a thing. Iconic Studios put an announcement coming soon. The next release of the Iconic Studios Legends series, The King of Rock and Roll, Elvis Presley. And it's coming soon. And some people were complaining that they're putting out another figure. They haven't released a figure yet. I can see where they're coming from, but I think Iconic is doing it very tastefully. I think this is their third or fourth figure announced. And Patrick Bateman, I think, is coming fairly soon. So I don't think it's to that level of Hot Toys where they're announcing 2, 3, 4 figures a week and giving us one. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point. Anyone here a big Elvis fan?
I'm not a big Elvis fan, but I think there are a lot of Elvis fans out there. Good move on Iconic here. Really good move. Lots of potential with this figure, especially with the movie coming out. So I think it's good timing.
Oh, smart, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good timing, and I hope that they knock this out of the park, which I'm sure they will.
Same thought on the movie, John, because I think that one, it looks terrific. And who's the director? I know he's done a lot of really stylized movies before. Baz Luhrmann, I think, is how you pronounce it. But anyways, yeah, this could be really great timing for them.
Luhrmann.
I'm digging that guitar on the back. I think that's pretty cool. But I like musical instruments.
Oilers says finding backstop happens like when Big Bad Toy Store found 6 random Igor Iron Man Hot Toys and sold them for $4.49 with $2.25 store credit. I got one when they did that. Dean Plairt's Kai 4 new releases. We have but I'm not even gonna attempt to read these names. Tell me what we got here.
Yeah, his name is
Roach.
Yeah, Roach. Shinra. That's the organization they work for. Roach is I want to say he's a first-class soldier. And then the 2 other just Shinra soldiers. I guess one's like a captain with the bike and one's just a regular soldier. I was really excited for just the regular troops. I don't like Roach. He's a new character that they just like came up with, and he's honestly fucking stupid. But dear God, these are expensive. Like, I think it's $189 for the figures by themselves and something.
Yeah, $4.89 with the bikes.
$4.89 with the absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. There's no way. Absolutely not. It's fucking bananas. I know they don't come out until 2020.
Feb 2024, February 2024.
Yeah, so a whole year and some change away. Wow. And it's like,
who do they think they are? Hot Toys?
Absolutely not. These are $115 figures max without the bikes. With the bikes, maybe 2. I don't know where they got these numbers from, but they're out of their fucking mind. I was ready to buy 2 of the soldiers and call it a day, but I ain't touching these. Nope, ain't no way. And that's my favorite line. That's my favorite game. This is my shit. I ain't touching these.
All right. This, to me, was the news of the week. Gandalf the Grey 1/6 scale collectible figure update. After careful consideration, the in-art team has decided to add the Moria staff used by Gandalf the Grey in Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. To be closer to the movie character, the change is in large part due to feedback from the collecting community. In-art is dedicated to making the finest quality figures with next-level screen accuracy, and this is addition in keeping with this philosophy. And so... yeah, we've been pushing pretty hard on this channel, privately, publicly, with John and Queen Studios, and we were asked to put up a poll. The poll was overwhelmingly in favor of adding the staff, and this is the fruit of that labor. There are things that are still not accurate, so with this post and them wanting to keep with the highest level of screen accuracy, I hope that they will address the pants issue. I think that's really the last big thing that I've noticed that was wrong. But yeah, I mean, pat yourselves on the back, boys. We've worked hard for this, and it was nice to have a little bit of a victory lap with the community this week. We got lots of messages, lots of comments on our last video, lots of comments on our prior video to this, and then lots of messages. So I think Dean's away, but John, what do you think about this?
I think this is amazing news. I think this shuts a lot of people up, and good on them. I will support them 100%. So far, they are in the running for Company of the Year because we said it. They listen. The pants, I can live without the pants. I'll be frank. Um, it would have been worse if they did the pants and not the staff. I think they did what needed to be done. The pants are hidden under the cloak. I'm not going to be that much of a nitpicker. Yeah, for that price point, it should be done. And it still might be, because I think there was some verbatim there that said there's a couple of more updates that are happening. But damn, good on them. Good on them. That's all I have to say. Thanks to everybody who was in the in our group, who we put the... Zach put the, what do you call it, the poll up. Everybody voted. Yeah. Everybody commented. Congrats to you guys. We did it, and that's it. Congrats to Queen for listening. They came out and said, we want to listen to the community. That's what they did. They're listening to the community. They took the feedback and listened. If they didn't listen, we would have brought them straight to the gutter. But they listened, so we have to put them on that pedestal.
Yeah, 100%.
I ordered mine.
Yeah, I ordered mine as well. Now, next week, supposedly, we're dotting the I's and crossing the T's. We should have John from Queen Studios here to talk about this update and anything you guys want, really. So if you're watching this video after the fact, leave a comment and let us know some questions. We'll try to get to as many as we can. Dean, we missed you for a bit, but big news here for Collecting Weekly, for Queen Studios, and for the Moria staff. People of the world. What do you think?
Yeah, you guys kind of spearheaded this whole... I mean, Zach, I think you were like the first person to be like, excuse me? What the hell's going on here? And then John was like, yeah, you know what? What the fuck? And I think you guys kind of set a really cool, not a precedent, but like the fact that you're able to, you know, come to these companies, and, you know, huge shout out to Queen, because they absolutely didn't have to listen. But for collectors to be able to voice their concerns and their opinions about how their dollar's spent and what it should be spent on, to have that voice heard and to be valued to the point where it's like, hey, you know what? We are going to make that decision because you guys pointed it out, and you're absolutely right. I think that's so cool, and I really couldn't congratulate you guys enough on on this kind of achievement, you know. And again, huge shout out to Queen for actually listening to us, the collector. And yeah, it's super cool. I honestly, when I saw the post, I was like, holy shit, like, I don't want us to be like taking all the credit over here and like, you know, patting ourselves on the back, but like really, like, I honestly believe if it weren't for Zach and John, this wouldn't have happened. So huge shout out to you guys.
Thank you. Before we get to Marco, Gigi's saying, Zach, what is this paper mache type thing that comes with this collectible? I don't know what it was when Marco made me. What are you talking about, Marco?
Literally have no clue what she's talking about. I think she's maybe referring to the bird shit Boba Fett, but I do not know. We'll have to
let us know.
We'll have to start a private chat on that one.
And I think with M4 is in order. Marco,
exactly.
Bob Dylan wants me to deliver his eulogy.
Oh my gosh.
Aaron Grove, just like Jazz Inc. Dioramas, changed their whole Batwing cockpit because people showed how it wasn't correct. You got to respect that. Marco, what do you think about this?
Yeah, so I just want to echo everything that has been said and, you know, congratulate Zach and John, really so passionate about this subject, right? And we didn't always agree, but I think ultimately at the end of the day, the area that everyone agreed on is collectors need to, you know, have the ultimate version of this figure, and if the staff isn't included, then it's not going to be the ultimate version. So there's, you know, a really disrespectful way that you can give feedback to a company and a really respectful way. And I would just say I was proud of, you know, this channel for, you know, always delivering the message of the displeasure in a respectful way and holding the company's feet to the fire, and at the end of the day really affecting this change that's going to mean a lot to a lot of people. And I will say it's a big win for InArt and Queen Studios because, yes, this may cause them some money in the short run if they've got to, you know, go back to the license holder. But, you know, they're building so much rapport and respect with the community. I know for in the future, if there's issues with the Joker, the 2-pack that I'm all in on, that they're probably going to make it right. So I would just say this was a really smart move on their end, and just really proud of this channel for leading that fight.
Yeah, and I will quickly echo virtually everything you guys have said. I do think that this just shows that this is the right way to go about something if you want change within the community. I don't remember seeing really any hyper negative comments when it came to petitioning for this. I think everybody was really respectful, and I thought that was amazing. This is one of the biggest wins in collecting I think I've ever seen. It's exactly when you have this figure in your collection, dude, you will remember these moments for the rest of your life. You'll love that figure, but just the fact that you guys know that you had some level of input that brought that thing to this whole new level for people who are excited about this character, you can't beat that. That will be easily one of your best collectibles because of just the memory and what you guys put in. So I think that's amazing. I don't think we would have got this stuff if it wasn't for you guys. I didn't see anybody else petitioning it nearly the same way. So
you hear that, Queen?
And it would make it even better. John, if you want to send me a free a review sample, it would make it even better. Someone to John too. All right, so let's get to the bottom of this. There was something next to the envelope, and I want to be sure what it was. Marco, it's when you made me review it and walked away to get pancake. Let's get to the bottom of this because that's what we do on Collecting Weekly. So we have the envelope, we have a butterfly, and we have the ring. I assume you're talking about the butterfly. In the movie, he catches a moth or butterfly and whispers to it, and then it goes away and summons the great eagle. So that's what.
There we go.
That's what you're seeing there.
And I will give Gigi a shout out that she said, this thing on the left, what is that? Is that a wand? I was like, Gigi, dear God, that's his pipe. That is unfortunate.
I love Gigi and I love Marco, and I don't care who knows it. What I also love is the Asmus Bilbo. Pete from OFAC put a day one review on the YouTube channel, launched this morning. And if you want to check it out, please do. He also has some shots of the Gandalf hat, which was included as a freebie, quote unquote, with this order. I think it looks great. And I think this figure looks pretty good too now. Asmus put out a post today that shows you what is inside of Bilbo's book, the Red Book of Westmarch, and you get some really neat little things. I don't know how much of this is canon. I know the front two pages probably are, but the rest of them just have these little nuggets of the Balrog and Gollum and Durin's Door, all kinds of little things. And Asmus, this isn't the first time that Asmus has done a thing like this, but I love it when companies go this extra step and do things like this. Probably most people will never open the book, but when Hot Toys did it for the Newt Scamander figure, it's just a nice touch and just a little bit extra bang for your buck. So if you want to check out the review of that, go check out our YouTube channel, and Pete did a review that went live today. Hot Toys also released the Miles Morales. This is their 4th most delayed figure of all time, and it finally released. I had concerns when this figure was first announced, and I repeated them last week, that if the shoes slipped into this, if the feet rather slipped into these shoes, you'd have rubbing issues, and that was 100% the case. If you were able to watch Justin's review, he confirmed that after just doing it once or twice, the webbing was starting to wear off, so be careful with that. But I think the figure looks good. I think the body looks excellent. I think it's a big upgrade from the Young Rich Toys version. I sold that one a few years ago when I thought this figure was an imminent arrival. Turns out I was wrong because that was literally a year ago. But I'm tempted. I think I will be getting this. Probably not putting the shoes on. But yeah, this, for being so delayed, I think they did a good job. But it definitely does have some areas of concern. What do you guys think about it?
It's real tempting. I really want a Miles in my collection. And this, unlike most people, was actually my introduction to Miles Morales. So I kind of have a soft spot for it. So I will probably own this eventually. We'll see when that is.
Sounded like you said you have a hot soft spot for this figure.
Oh, it's fucking burning hot, bro.
Wow. I'd love to see that.
John, what do we think about this?
Yeah, no, this is easy pass for me. I'm not a fan of the material when you bend the shoulders, how it bunches up. I think that can lead to problems.
Yeah,
I do appreciate the posability on the figure though, but I don't think that the materials used coincide with the posability. I think it could lead to issues long term. But for photography, I think this would be great. Again, the figure's been out what, a week, 2 weeks, and we're already seeing rubbing off of the material on the feet. No, come on.
I think it's more like a day, 2 days.
Like, come on.
It's not great, right? And what I was saying initially was Hot Toys should make a scene so that you could take the foot off and just pop the new shoes on like Young Rich did. But they kept it to that single piece, and that's what happens when you do that. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, so I did like this movie 3 years ago, and I think if this figure had come out a little bit sooner, I might have been all over it. But the wait for me was too long, and it burned me out. I would say that I like this figure a lot, and I do think it looks really, really cool. I love the outfit changes you can do. I think the head shape's a little bit weird, but I think they're obviously going for the more animated style, so I think that's just kind of fitting with that animated style. It's probably pretty bang on comparatively to the source material, but I was a little bit disappointed by the shoes. I think that the shoes look a little plasticky and kind of ugly, and they're definitely not... what are they, Marco? Jordan 1s?
I think they are the ones, yeah.
They're supposed to be the ones. They don't look anything like Jordan 1s. So, for me, it was a little bit disappointing in the shoes. I think, overall, if you are a Miles Morales fan, I think this is still going to be easily one of the coolest figures you can get. But with the new movie coming soon, we're probably going to see another outfit on Miles again, right? There are going to be some updates.
We have already.
Well, there you go. And
the new outfit was already shown.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it yet, so that's cool. So I might, for me, it might be I will see how much the second film resonates with me and kind of kick this down the line a little further, because there's so many other figures that I want right now, and the hype train for me on this one is gone.
Agreed, Ben. And yeah, these sneakers are kind of like the 7 of 9 of 1/6 sneakers. You know what it's supposed to be, but it's just not quite there. No, I will say, I'd probably, if I were to get this figure, because I really do love this movie. I think it's the best Spider-Man movie. And I think the figure looks really cool, but I'd probably display him in the really stripped down, without the coat, just the all black outfit. And I don't know that that's necessarily worth the money, considering we're getting a new version. And this version, looks beautiful as well. So it's one that I probably will wait on and maybe add it eventually.
You're not wrong, and I completely forgot about that. Holy shit. Man, this figure's really late, huh?
It's really like late. 3 years and change. It's been a while.
Crazy.
Jeez.
I think we were like on episode 40 of Collecting Weekly when this came out. It's been a long time.
Dude, I think we were still in your kitchen.
I think you're probably right. And back then I had the same concern. I'm telling you, I'm nothing but consistent.
Very consistent.
Let's move on here. The Nightmare Batman 2-pack was released. Some people said they updated the code rather. I will be honest, I don't know what the original was supposed to look like. I don't know if this is any different. You guys will probably have to tell me, but I think it looks good.
It was a light pleather material.
Light tan.
I see. So is this better or worse? What do you think, Marco?
More screen accurate. So this and the scarf are more screen accurate. I kind of like the contrast of the lighter coat, but again, people had issues because of the material and the screen accuracy. So this is a change for the better.
I never really understood the hype with the Nightmare Batman, because it was like a fucking 30-second scene in that movie, and it looks cool, but that figure, people were just spending fucking stupid money on that figure. And then the extended cut came out of this movie, and that's the best fucking Batman scene in the whole fucking movie. So I would really like this figure, but I'm not buying a 2-pack. It's just way too expensive.
You got the people on BST trying to sell you the old one for the price of the 2-pack, which is funny.
Yeah.
SpongeBob says the head shape is because of the hair. When 3 to 4 grade hair, you would fill out naturally out in the back as the hair is pulled back. Mario says Bespin Hunt is 40 years late. Not sure if I want it anymore because the movie is so old. To that point, though, we're not also getting new Harrison Ford Han Solo movies. So that's kind of, to me, that's where I make the difference. Sorry about that. Anyone else have a take on this?
No interest.
I was gonna say honestly, I think this is Hot Toys definitely making an attempt to squash the Daft Toys sales of the aftermarket coat that people were buying.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you guys though. Like I thought the Black Superman was pretty cool actually. Like I like the look of it, and I did like the Snyder cut. It resonated with me a lot more than the first film. And so after I saw the Snyder cut, I was like, yeah, I could definitely see myself collecting these. But to have to commit to the 2-pack is a tough pill to swallow. I do think like, as much as I think these are cool, I don't even know what the shipping would look like to get these guys to Canada. I've heard that the shipping has been pretty crazy just for regular life things lately. So to get this size of box now, you have to be really invested to these guys, and I don't know if I'm quite there. So as much as I think these do look, especially the Nightmare Batman, look like screen grabs from the film, like I think some of the photography they're doing with that figure is actually really good. I feel like Hot Toys took a bit of a dip in their photography for a little bit there, and maybe they've got somebody else working it now, but it definitely is eye-catching and incites some excitement. I think for me that even though I actually had this pre-ordered, I think I'm going to cancel it as a result, especially with how shipping is nowadays.
Don't do it, Ben. Don't do
Wow.
it. Let me try to convince you really quick, because
Okay.
this was my most anticipated release this year, and I'm opposite of a lot of people. I was more hyped over the Black Suit Superman. Obviously, being a Raiders fan, silver and black Superman, come on, that always called to me since the comic book. Don't make that face, Zach. But yeah, so I love this like iteration of this costume. I think it's gorgeous looking. The Nightmare Batman kind of grew on me. I liked it in BVS, but it wasn't a figure that I necessarily thought I needed. But over time, I kind of thought like, oh, that's actually a really cool figure. He'd look really great in a tumbler, perhaps, like kind of a what if scenario. So I'm super excited for this. I think this is going to be one that would be sought after in the future. So Ben, I know that's not how you make your collecting decisions, but I'd say maybe sleep on it before you cancel it, because this could be, a banger of a release, honestly. So really excited to get this one in hand.
And I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe I need to have it in hand, right? But even still, I never really intend to sell my figures once I have them.
That's that's a huge gamble, though. Like, oh, maybe if I have it in hand, I'll like it. But it's like,
yeah,
bro,
it's true.
how much are you gonna spend to maybe like it?
And that's,
like,
that's it, right?
I really want the Batman, but if I'm gonna have a Superman in my collection, it's not gonna be this one. And I really want a Superman in my collection because I have the armored Batman and Wonder Woman, so I need a Superman. But I don't like the black suit.
I might be selling a BVS Superman, Dean. We'll talk.
Hey, hit me up. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Like, as much as I want the Batman, it's just the price point on a Superman I don't want. Like, I can't justify it.
Let me get the super chat here for Miles' shoes wrap the feet in plastic wrap before sliding the shoes on. I had that idea. I commented on Justin's review yesterday. I think that would probably work, but Tukatri makes a great point. For hundreds of dollars, I'm not wrapping plastic around the feet. So, in a way, though, I guess I'm kind of glad they preserved the integrity of this release. They kind of bundled it behind this 2-pack wall. I don't know. In a way, I guess I could justify that.
It's almost a 2.0 version, though. Like, when you see them side by side with the original Nightmare Batman, it does look like a marked increase, which makes me feel a little bit bad for anybody who paid the aftermarket prices to get the first one, just for this one to be a bit paywalled, like you're saying, behind a 2-pack, but it is still, they should have almost called him a 2.0. Like, he is an improvement over the first.
Definitely. You know what is an improvement, John, our sponsor?
Yeah, we want to thank 16 Corner. Their mission is to provide the best figures and collectibles to their customers. They offer great prices, great packaging, fast shipping, best in the business customer service. Collecting Weekly listeners get 10% off in-stock figures while our show is live using code capital C, capital W10. Choose your figures, pay safely with PayPal, and you leave the rest to them.
Sweet angels. They're sending us some stuff to review for the channel hopefully next month, so we're very excited for that. Our topic of discussion for this week's episode is childhood favorites. So I asked the boys to give me some of their favorite collectibles. I think I should have gotten everybody's, but if I didn't, we'll do it live. And obviously we all collect. Some of us have collected since childhood. Myself, I collected as a kid. Stopped collecting around freshman year of high school, maybe a little bit before that. and then well, actually probably 6th, 7th grade. Anyway, stopped collecting and then refound it. So let's get into this. So my things that I chose first was the Jurassic Park: The Lost World. It was like a motorcycle with like a raptor catching gimmick, and you had a character that was in like BMX gear, and it was pretty cool because you could press a button on the motorcycle and it would explode, and you could put it back together. And if you had any raptor toys, you could lasso them with the lasso. This was like my favorite toy of all time. I think I got it, I want to say like my 8th birthday, and I pretty much played with this thing until it like was destroyed. It was iconic for me. Next up, Transformers Armada, one of my favorite shows as a kid. We got Starscream and Swindle. This is, brought me back to the Toys R Us days. We bought this at Toys R Us, and I remember we used to live on a military base, and you would go to like the base exchange, which is like a really small Target type store, like kind of just everything. And they actually had like a pretty good selection of Armada toys. We would go in every few months and pick some out, and my brothers and I would just have a little bit of a collection there, and lots of memories there. And then of course the greatest video game of all time, Pokemon Red. I remember the day I got my Pokemon Red, the day I got my Pokemon Silver. But Pokemon Red was an iconic game. Brought it everywhere, camping. Not technically to school, because I don't think we're allowed to bring it to school, but
was
pretty
that
much
your first RPG?
I think so. Yeah, I actually think so. But this was, as a kid, you had to make a choice, right? Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue. I went with Red because that's the yellow. A little bit after the fact, but yes, definitely. And such an iconic game. Really got me into collecting the Pokemon toys, because back then they had all kinds of merch. And it was kind of like a gateway drug to video games too, because I've been gaming ever since. So those are some of my picks, and I want to hear what Dean the Dream Martin has to say about his.
You're on mute.
A minute ago you said Pokemon Red was the greatest video game of all time, which is weird because it's not. It's Final Fantasy VII, and came out.
It's Red.
It came out in 1997, and I remember on the back, I don't know if you guys got this magazine, but I used to get Toy Fair in the mail.
Oh my god.
The best.
And
magazine.
in the back of Toy Fair, they had an advertisement for the figures for Final Fantasy VII. And I used to just like look at the page for like hours. Like, oh my god, like I need to own these. I want to own these. And I honestly think these are the first toys I bought with my own money. I think I like saved some like birthday money or something, and we went to Zach, you'll know this place, Dragon's Lair.
Hey, shout out.
And I went and I looked and I couldn't find them, and I was really bummed out. We were walking out of the store, and my brother was like, "Are these the ones you're talking about?" And I looked up, and there they were, dude. And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah!" So I grabbed the big box set and the Sephiroth, and I still have them. They're right here in my hands. Cloud and Sephiroth. I still have all the other ones: Eris, Barret, Tiva, Red 13, Vincent. Vincent and Red were separate. You had to buy them separate, and it took me years. Literal year. I think by the time I found Vincent and Red, these came out in 97. I think I got them in like 2002. Like it took me forever to find them. But yeah, I play with these things so much. These are actually not my original ones. I do still have my original ones, but the paint's chipped and they look like shit. So I bought these a couple years ago that were fresh out the box, so they have nice paint details and stuff. So yeah, those are my favorite toys growing up, man. They went with me everywhere. I used to have a Game Boy like satchel, but instead of Game Boys and Game Boy games in there, I put all my Final Fantasy VII toys in there, and I literally carried them everywhere we went. I'm surprised I didn't lose them.
Wow.
But yeah, that's my pick. Those are mine.
Very good. What do we got, John?
I can go quick. Christmas one year.
Don't
the
go quick.
talk boy from Home Alone. Oh boy, man, this was the toy for me. I went around recording everything, radio, people talking, and all that. People know what this is from Home Alone, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Of course.
This is
Okay, so it was
awesome.
fully functioning then.
Fully functioning. Oh, fully functioning. The tape record, like exactly out of the film.
Like it
was.
worked.
Oh yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
we're going back and
Oh, yeah.
back in time. It worked fully. You record it, you rewind it, you play it just like you would a cassette tape at that time. So that was awesome, and I still wish I had it. See, if I kept it in the box, I would have had it today. but and then on the right was, I don't know if anyone remembers Action Man.
Bro, I had an Action Man toy and I couldn't remember the name of like the series.
Yeah.
You just like hit me with like nostalgia, bro.
Bro, Action Man. This one was the one with the parachute. Holy mac! It used to used to have like a triplex. Used to throw it off the third floor, and you just see the parachute open, and oh man!
I just
I
found
still
it,
have this
bro.
thing too. But and this car. You remember his car?
I don't remember his car, but here,
It's
let
like
me
a
show
silver
you this.
car.
My
It was one with a
grandfather
bow
got
and
this for
arrow.
me. Yeah, my grandfather got this for me. Look at this, with the off-road
Oh yeah, I remember that
I've seen
actually.
This is crazy.
skateboard.
Yeah.
I think it was a TV show too, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
I think so. But this was really like first kind of 12-inch figure that I got that I can remember at least. Well, no, I had the Toy Story stuff too, of course, but I don't know. This one just hits me because that parachute, man, we used to throw it off and you just see that thing fly. It was awesome. And then he had like felt hair, not felt, but it was a special hair. It wasn't like the sculpted plastic, and that was like the first time I had a figure like that. That brings a lot of memories back. That's for
And
sure.
you hate rooted hair. How dare you?
I don't mind. Well, yeah. Well, this one was well executed
How dare you?
for its time.
Man, dude, you just brought me back with this on. Yeah, it was on Fox Kids. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
That's awesome.
Marco, what do we got here?
All right, so some pretty special action figure memories. So I was always a big action figure kid. I will first start with the Power Rangers that morphed, so the head would kind of swap out. I think you'd squeeze the torso, or when
Yes.
those dropped.
I think it was the
like-
legs.
Oh, there you go. Maybe it was the legs together, exactly.
It was the
when
belt,
those-
wasn't it? You clicked the belt and his head.
It might be the belt, yeah.
Okay. We've all said different
knows?
things, but one of those things.
That's the Canada version.
Yeah, that's right. So like these were crazy though. I just remember when that dropped, I was just so blown away. Like this is innovation right here. So like had to have that entire line. The other one, all the X-Men figures attached to the 90s TV show. And I remember, I think the first wave was like Cyclops and Wolverine and maybe Rogue. And then they didn't have a Professor X. So like when the Professor X dropped, it's like, okay, they finally got their boss. Like the set is finally complete. And I just remember the chair was like opened up and everything. So again, another like innovation moment. And then the last one is these Legends of the Dark Knight, which were a larger scale, like Batman figures. And I remember, like Dean was saying, I would read all the magazines. So like I knew which figures were coming out, but I never saw anything about these. So when my dad got these for me for Christmas, well, let me say my parents, but I'm sure it was my dad's idea because my mom was pretty sick of my action figures at this point. I was like blown away. I was like, oh shit, I knew nothing about these. These were a larger scale, like more detailed, like this Bane had the long flowy hair. So I'd say like this is probably entryway into Hot Toys right here. Cause like since then I kind of stopped collecting shortly after this, but I always remembered like, damn, that was like the next evolution of action figures there. So yeah, a lot of great memories with these.
Dude, the Power Rangers, fucking legendary, bro.
So good.
They actually re-released them last year as like a updated, modernized version. They still look like this, but I don't know. They're supposed to be modern. And I was like, it took everything in me to not pick up. I couldn't find the Blue Ranger, but if I could, it would have been a day one, bro.
Gotta go back and get them now.
Shauna got me the
Dude.
green one, and it's nice. It's real nice. It's worth it.
Ben, what do you got here?
I was so on. This was a harder challenge than I expected because I remember so many freaking awesome toys from back in the day. Special shout out to Mark Pearson because the Technodrome was one of his in the chat today, and that was like for me easily one of my favorite toys of all time. I had all the Ninja Turtles, and I would pack them in here and use this as like a play center. I had it so long that I eventually actually lost half of one of the shells, and so I was like driving around with like a half Technodrome for a while before I think my mom ended up putting it on a garage sale. You know, like how many cool toys went into garage sales back in the day that like I would be devastated to lose now. But same with the Ghostbusters Firehouse. Once again, I played the heck out of that thing with all the different Ghostbusters, but I would also use other action figures in it as well. Like, I mean, it was the hangout for all my favorite figures, right?
Insane, man. What a dope set right there.
It was awesome. And it was funny because the blue, like the pole, like the what they used to slide the figures down, it would rotate all the way down as well.
It had like a disc on it, right?
Yeah, it was really cool, man. So now the Power Ranger, that brings me back to Christmases. I remember getting the Blue Ranger and the Black Ranger for Christmas one year as my like main two gifts, and I played with those guys like absolutely constantly, to the point where in adult life I actually went back and I now have the Black Ranger still in my collection because he's so cool. The old school like diamond shaped boxes and stuff, you couldn't beat it. And like Marco was saying, his kind of drug into 6 scale. This was kind of one of the first forays that I had this in some G.I. Joes that were kind of that next size. That when I first saw Hot Toys for the first time, I immediately thought of these old school Power Rangers. And then last but not least, N64 for me is still one of my favorite systems of all time. But Zelda Ocarina of Time very specifically to me is my favorite game of all time. There was one year where my next door neighbor had the N64 and I would go over to his house every single day and he would not let me play N64. He would just make me like sit on the couch and I could just like watch.
Was he American?
He was not American.
Oh, okay.
This is an Ontario Canadian, and he would not let me play. And he named his character.
Sounds like a cunt, if you're asking me.
I hope he's not listening. Oh, look out!
I hope he is listening.
I hope he is. Fuck that guy.
But
what's his name?
He would. Sean. Sean is his name.
Sean,
what's the
you're a
last
fucking
name?
cunt.
Give me his address.
But he would not let me play, and so I went to my mom and I was like, I want this N64. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen graphics like this before. And she was like, I will get you an N64 at the end of this school year if you maintain a B+ average. And I tell you, I worked my butt off that year to get a B+ average. Pretty minor, right? And when I got this N64, it was like the greatest achievement I'd ever had as a kid. So
How much you pay the teacher?
I didn't pay her anything. Although one year I tried really hard to cheat and I actually like printed specific like letters off and everything and tried to fudge my report card with a fax machine. So I ended up getting caught because my stepdad found little numbers in the keyboard that I had missed on the cleanup, and I was
yeah.
Ben's report card looked like a ransom note. Fucking different shapes.
It was the
Riddler. Yeah, there you go.
This is back when computers weren't very good either, so I had to go through like every font style trying to find.
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
But the B+ average I earned it on my own terms, and N64 is the GOAT. I love that shit. So yeah,
Pokemon Stadium, that was my go-to, and then Smash Brothers.
Ben,
the N64.
Was that the story you told me where you came up with XTV?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my gamer tag is XTB, and Dean was like, "What even is that?" And that neighbor Sean, he had named his character Raymond, and when he finally let me play the game after he'd beat it like twice in front of me, he was like, "You cannot play a video game unless you have a gamer name. So what's your gamer name gonna be?" And I'm like, "I don't have anything cool like Raymond." So I just randomly.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Oh, that's so funny.
It was cool. It was cool at the time.
Wait, say it again. Okay, so you pick XTB as what?
So I ran. Well, so like back then they'd have the pad of the different letters. So I just I didn't know what to choose, and I wasn't creative obviously at the time. So I just zipped around on the control pad, and XTB is what came up. And that has literally been
cool already.
That has been my gamer tag for the rest of my life. Like it was Zelda
Dean,
Ocarina of Time. That
dude, can you imagine being fucking Raymond? XTV is infinitely cooler than Raymond.
Right? That's what I thought.
Bro. What are you gonna have, Zach?
It's getting hot in here.
Wait, Dean, what's your gamer tag? I know what it is, but just I guess if you want to share it.
Yeah, I have X Dynamite X or Dynamite 54. That's what I try and keep. All my stuff is Dynamite 54. My Twitter, Instagram, PlayStation, Xbox. But I forgot my login for Dynamite 54 on my PS when I got my PS4, so I had to create a new account, X Dynamite X, and now that's my PS5 one.
John, do you play?
Yeah.
What?
My
you
gamer
play
tag
video
on
games.
PSN, PlayStation. If anyone remembers, I've had people offer me money for this name. Grand Theft Auto 3. Anyone remember the character Salvatore Leone?
Uh-huh.
Gamer tag Salvatore. No numbers, no nothing, just straight Salvatore.
Wow.
Damn, that's
Damn, you got Salvatore? Jeez.
How much money have you been offered?
I think it was a couple hundred.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, no,
Marco,
I'm
what
not.
about you?
That's mine. Mine for life.
So I was so sick. I thought I was so fucking sick when I made this up in high school. It's Akram, which is Marco backwards. And I just thought it was.
I've
the dopest
always
thing ever.
wondered what you're.
I actually wonder what that was too. That's hilarious.
I thought
I've
it was
never
like.
caught that.
As he said it, I figured it out. I was like, oh, okay.
I thought I was so
Wow.
clever.
That is pretty
Ben,
cool.
what about you? Yeah, I mean, XTB.
It's XTB 101. So if anybody wants to have me, feel
Yeah.
free. I game quite a bit. But speaking of my dick, speaking of my dick neighbor, one more quick story because I noticed SpongeBob.
I'm glad you didn't mess your sentence up.
Because you
Speaking of my
stopped right
neighbor's dick.
before neighbor.
SpongeBob SquarePants mentioned Stretch Armstrong in the chat, and he was actually on my list. I replaced him, but I mentioned that neighbor again because one time we went out into the woods. We were going to go camping for the night, and I brought my Stretch Armstrong, and that thing was indestructible. Like you could pull him like 12 feet and he wouldn't go, right? And I had no idea. I had no idea what he was made of inside. So Sean put him and set him up on a tree and shot him with a BB gun, and he leaked cornstarch, cornstarch all over the place, and it was done. Never worked again. Obviously, he had ripped rubber. So that brought back a memory. Thank you, SpongeBob SquareBalls. 100%.
Wow, you'll
Dick
love
neighbors.
to see it. My gamer tag for a while was Superstar0717, but now I just do Oxfather. So if you're on Oculus, hit me up. Be my friend. Doc Smizzle, this is very dark. Wow. But yeah, if you're watching later, comment. Let us know what your favorite toys are. I'd love to see what you guys have. Let's get into some movie news. We'll wrap this up. Jon Snow is returning in the Game of Thrones sequel series, reported by IGN via THR. Cool. I'm so done with Game of Thrones. I don't.
Better be called Beyond the Wall. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I was like, wait, they're coming out with the prequel show. It's not even out yet. Now they're doing a sequel show, which I guess is cool, to wrap up properly some of the characters. Hopefully we'll see someone else, but dude, fucking Jon Snow and Tormund, bro, their bromance, I want to see that shit blossom, bro.
I'm
all
maybe
for
not
it.
that way. Gigi is telling you to answer for an ice cream emergency, Marco. We need to update ASAP. Trigun Stampede 2023 original new animation. Dean, what's this all about?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember Trigun, but it's a kind of a steampunk western futuristic anime that follows Vash the Stampede. He's a gunslinger. He has this beautiful revolver. It's such a cool show. And it ended before it even started playing over here, which was in the 2000s on Toonami. So for it to be coming back is like mind-blowing. So just a really cool, exciting piece of news. There's a lot of old animes that are coming back. Rurouni Kenshin's getting a new show. Dragon Ball also getting another series. Dragon Ball Heroes. I think there was one more, but yeah, just cool, like old anime coming back, because this new shit, it ain't it, Chief. So
Super is a movie, I think, for Heroes. I don't think it's a new show.
Oh, I thought it was a whole new.
Could be wrong. It's in the theaters, so I think it's just a movie.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah. But, yeah, so there's that. Our movie of the week picked by Ben was Pulp Fiction. The lives of two mob hitmen, a boxer, a gangster and his wife, and a pair of diner bandits intertwine rather, in 4 tales of violence and redemption. I saw this movie first, I want to say 2010. My uncle had showed it to me. And what a film. It, non-linear storytelling, MacGuffin type film. You have this briefcase with this gold that you never really see what's inside of it. There's so many little like neat things in this film. Some random things. The Gimp really stands out. Some iconic things. Samuel Jackson and John Travolta with the pistols. I need a sticker of that Manny of me and Dean ASAP. There's just such a great film. I think some of y'all said it may be your first time watching this, so I'm actually very curious to hear what you guys think. But honestly, in my opinion, one of Quentin Tarantino's best films ever made, and it's definitely one that if you haven't watched it, you need to watch it because it's incredible.
Yeah, this movie, bro, the fucking cast is absolutely incredible. You got, obviously, Quentin Tarantino makes an appearance. I think this might be the first movie he actually appeared in of his own movies. I could be wrong. But obviously, John Travolta, Samuel Jackson, Uma Thurman, incredible. Bruce Willis, I kind of always forget he's in this movie. Tim Roth, Christopher Walken, of course, with The Watch. Ving Rhames, Steve Buscemi, like banger actors, bro. I remember when I first watched this movie, Quentin Tarantino has this way of like writing out conversations that just feel like they're like actual conversations. They're not like scripted. And I just remember the first time watching it thinking like, oh my God, like movies can be this good. Like, I don't remember what year it was, but I was probably definitely too young to be watching it because, like you said, there's some questionable shit in here. And then it kind of opened up my eyes to Quentin Tarantino from then on. I kept an eye out for what he was up to. Did this come out before or after Reservoir Dogs? After, right?
I believe after.
Yeah. I like Reservoir Dogs a little more, but I mean, this movie is fucking amazing. The diner scene alone is incredible. The bad motherfucker wallet, which, is on the bottom of Samuel Jackson's lightsaber in the prequels. Yeah, this... I can't say enough cool things about this movie. The scene in the car where he's like, do you believe in like intervention, like angels?
Divine intervention?
Yeah, divine intervention, bro. When I first saw that scene, I remember I was just like, like this is so good. Yeah, if you haven't seen this, do yourself a favor, watch it. Long as shit, but it's good. It's worth the watch.
What's long?
8.9 out of 10 on IMDb, 92% Rotten Tomatoes, 2.5 hours. So this was my first time watching it.
Nice.
Amazing movie. Like, amazing movie. I love how the story did the full circle at the end in the coffee shop. You see these two psychos in the coffee shop about to rob it. And then it cuts to Travolta and Samuel all doing their thing. And then you end up back at the coffee shop. Loved it. Samuel L. Jackson, I think this is the movie that made him, no? Like, got him to where he is today. Sort of kicked off his acting career.
Jurassic Park was that movie. But I think he got this role
because of
Jurassic
mistaken,
Park. Or vice versa, but yeah.
But regardless, incredible acting here. We talking spoilers? We could talk spoilers, right? This is old.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was sad to see what happened to Travolta's character. I didn't... that kind of was heartbreaking. But even Bruce Willis, that whole scene with the cops and what's his name?
Marcel Wallace. Marcellus Wallace.
Marcellus. That was cool. What else was there? It was cool to see that actor. What's from Mr. Deeds, Crazy Eyes? What's his name again?
Steve Buscemi.
It was nice to see Buscemi. Buscemi was the waiter when Travolta was with Uma Thurman. Mm-hmm. So it's cool to see him that young. Who else was there? What else was there?
Christopher
Oh,
Walken.
Christopher Walken, the
Christopher.
watch in the ass. That was good. We kept this watch in their ass, and then here you go, son.
Yeah.
Holy shit! But for me, like the ending was a little weird. The ending was weird in the sense that like what's in the case, right? So I was doing some reading, and they were saying that what was supposed to be in the case was like what's his name, Marcellus. He kind of sold his soul to the devil, and that's what was in the case. He was trying to get his soul back. That's why the lock was 666. And then if you see in the movie, he has a band-aid in the back of his neck throughout the movie. And people have speculated like that's sort of how he sold the devil, and that's how the soul left the body, and that sort of thing. Because this movie was very noir for that time. Now, what's his name? Tarantino never confirmed that or anything like that, but that's what people were saying it was his soul. But beautiful movie, absolutely stunning. And again, Samuel L. Jackson, Oscar nominating performance. I don't know if he won anything, but that movie, what he was able to do in that movie, so many good one-liners and the things they tied in. I really enjoyed it. Good pick. Who was it? It was Ben. Yeah, Ben.
Yeah.
This was a good pick.
Glad you like it, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Go ahead, Marco.
Marco wants to go last.
Yeah, I'll keep my thoughts really brief so Ben can, go on this one. I will just say this is a terrific movie. It wasn't the first Tarantino movie I saw. This and Reservoir Dogs I saw after I saw Kill Bill. I think that was kind of my introduction. And I was like, oh, this guy is like incredible. And then going back and seeing those two and like all the horrific things those movies have in store, but just the incredible dialogue and just really some banger movies that I would highly recommend if you haven't seen them. Definitely go back and watch. I will say this is probably top 3 Tarantino for me. So I'd say Kill Bill Volume 1, Inglourious Bastards, and this probably sit atop. They're kind of in a tier of their own, although he's had some other incredible ones. And then everyone's kind of talked about the cast. Yeah, there's just an incredible cast, a really interesting structure to the movie, and just overall, yeah, terrific film. So great pick, Ben.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. Uma Thurman, for me, has always been such an interesting actress to watch. I loved her in Gattaca. I love her in this movie. The Kill Bills are easily some of my favorite films of all time. And her daughter, Maya Hawke, who is, of course, her daughter with Ethan Hawke, former husband, is now, of course, in Stranger Things 4. And I think she's really bringing the acting chops. She's the girl that works in the video store with the guy with the long hair. So, but
Steve,
amazing.
Show some respect.
Steve, yes, thank you. It's on the tip of my tongue. I loved this film again. I should say I love it every time I see it, and I forget different parts of it every time I see it. So yeah, the Steve Buscemi as the waiter, I forgot he was in it. That was a fun thing to remember. The scene where she's overdosing. When I was younger, when I watched this, I didn't realize that she snorted heroin. I just thought it was cocaine that she snorted an overdose. I didn't realize she snorted his heroin.
Yeah, because she was wearing his jacket.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense why she went like so into the deep end so quick there. So that was just like a little connecting dot that I'd never actually had before.
Is Steve Buscemi the waiter because he doesn't tip? Is that what they're alluding to there?
Oh,
there you go.
That's
a
about
Reservoir
that.
Dogs thing.
Anyways. I've never seen Reservoir Dogs. That's actually one I should probably watch.
Damn,
but,
okay, we got to choose that.
So good, bro.
Right. But yeah, no, overall, I'm glad you guys liked it. That was the goal, and it was fun to revisit 100%.
My pick for movie of the week. I want to see if you guys can stream it. I have it in my Vudu, so John, you should be able to watch it either way. Is Creed.
The boxing one?
The first one?
The first one, yeah.
Cool. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Never watched that either.
Fucking amazing film. You've never seen Rocky either.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're going to really get it, but I will be picking Rocky soon as my next pick.
He's the son. Isn't he the son of one of the fighters that Rocky fought?
Apollo Creed, yeah.
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 Okay.
Dean, let's say thank you to the people, Patreonies of the world that keep the network going.
Yes, the 3 pillars we want to give a shout out to. Sean Fear, Ian CB, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joao Bretta, Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Kratt, Big Ol' Fern, King Zach, Caesar Mariquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick DeGregorio, the Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, the Illustrious Rainer, Alad Morgan, Tukathri Wa, Derek B., Carlos Saavedra, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Dalmaton, Jimmy James, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Mizanars, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer.
Jeez.
What a bunch of angels. Sorry.
Speaking of Brenton Palmer, we'll be launching a Brenton Palmer Question of the Week show segment video very soon. We got the logo finalized with Brenton. We're just dotting the I's and crossing the T's. So stay tuned for that. It'll be a way for you guys to interact with us. We could read some comments, etc. June Patreon benefits. Those are going out here in the next few days. We have the Oxbuck sticker and the Rainer Sandal sticker. If you want to join us on Patreon, you could do so at the link there. We have 3 tiers. The Sweet Angel tier, $5 a month, sticker sent straight to your door, and access to Ox After Dark replay. The Certified Crispy tier, the Crispy certificate on your first pledge, figure fix assistance, and all the benefits of the previous tiers. We also have the What a Guy tier, which is the Pog Deluxe set, and it doubles of all the stickers we send. YouTube channel members, we have Mojo Z78, OG Fan, Absolute Irwin, Bama, Test Just One, Mark Pearson, DK Avenger 702, Ben Thomas, OMFG Rick, Paul Schreiber, S Beam, Andrew Gibo, Andres IB, CC3PO, Daminator, Lemur Hernandez, Sam Gist, Carlito, Thomas Clark, CT603, and Eddie Money Mendez. If you want to join the membership tab, click that link there. 99 cents gets you in if you're a Patreon member, or $2.99 if you are not. We need one more member to get John his emoji unlocked. So if you guys are interested to get that next benefit, hit that button and subscribe to the membership tab. Here's a look at the network. We have Collecting Weekly Live, OFAC podcast. They'll be going live next week. Small Talk Live this week, which is going to be a replay. It's going to be the Razor Crest review that Marco, Cody, Dylan, and Sean and myself did. After Dark Live tomorrow at 10:30. Bricks and Brews, I think it's this Sunday if I'm not mistaken. The Ringcast live unboxing. We had a replay on Monday. It went very well, so congrats to you guys for that. Collectors Club on Friday, and Live and Let Dice is back this Saturday. We had to take a little bit of a hiatus. Cody and his family all got real sick last time we were supposed to do the show, so everyone's feeling a little bit better, and so we're going to do that continuation. And we're also working on some extra content for Live and Let Dice. We're going to do a season 1 wrap-up for quote unquote like the midway point of the campaign, and should be pretty neat. And Dean, I'll let you talk about this here.
Yeah, Zach and I are going to be doing a new stream on Saturdays whenever we don't have anything scheduled. It's Let's Draw, starring Zach and Dean. And Zach and I will be taking requests from the watchers and listeners and the Patreonies on our YouTube live stream. And we'll be drawing head-to-head. So if you're like, hey, draw Spider-Man, Zach will draw one and I'll draw one, and we'll see what you guys think. And
we all know how that turns out. So
yeah. It was just a chill hangout stream. We're trying to work out a way to... yeah, there's Zach Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Absolute
it'll be
classic.
like super chat based. So like if you do like a bigger super chat, Dean and I will do more intricate drawings. But yeah, it is just a way to... raise some funds for the channel. A lot of people ask Dean for drawings, so this would be a way for you guys to be able to get some Dean original art, and he can maybe send you the file for print, or if you want it signed, maybe you could pay a bit extra to get that done. So, just some ideas for for the channel, especially now that Pose Wars is kind of postponed indefinitely. Just an alternative Saturday bit of content for the network. So
this is going to be like. This is going to be like super bad, where Jonah Hill has a whole book of like dicks drawn in different outfits.
There you go.
I can see the super chats right now.
There you go. Yeah, so it'll be fun, and if any of you guys on CW want to join us and draw with us, you're always welcome. But for now, just be, a bit of a chill hangout. Worst case, we don't get any super chats. We just draw whatever we want. And hopefully I'll get better at drawing, and maybe Dean can teach me a thing or two. But yeah, it'll be fun. I know Victoria said she wants to try to hop on at some point too, so will be definitely a neat thing. As far as and so that'll be not this Saturday, but next Saturday is the first one. TeePublic, they go on sale quite often, but even if they're not, they start at $20 for a shirt. We have a lot of different designs there at the link there. You can show your support for CW, and we got a few bucks for every shirt sold. John, can you do me a favor and read our socials for me, please?
Yeah, on Facebook, we got Collecting Weekly. We also have Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. On Instagram, follow us at Collecting Weekly, at Collecting Weekly _clips, and at the _everyday _collector.
You love to see it. Shout out time. I wanted to give a shout out to Dean and Eddie Manzanara specifically. They went to my birthday celebration on Friday. Kind of a interesting dinner that we had there, but it was fun nonetheless. And shout out again to everybody. I know I said at the top of the show, but got so many great birthday wishes and a few gifts from people. I really appreciate that. Made me feel nice and warm and loved. And also shout out to Victoria. Made my birthday and Father's Day fantastic. Shout out to BB. Oh, there, it's a busy week for me, John.
I was going to say, at least the meat on the bone. Huh?
And happy Father's Day to you, John.
Oh, I appreciate that. Buddy. Yeah, happy. That's true. Happy Father's Day to everybody who celebrated. That's a big shout out. Yeah, and the community as well. Everyone who tuned in tonight and tunes into the show, all our shows. Appreciate the support as well.
Anyone else have a shout out they want to give?
I have one last shout out. I have to say it again. Shout out to you guys for getting that staff of Moria. I am excited to see that figure. So, and to all of the community members who got on board with us and made sure I got done with you guys. So
can we get a? I'm sorry, guys. Queen is the nominated company of the year.
Oh, Queen will 100% be my nomination.
No, not from you. I need to hear it from Ben and Marco.
I'm not saying anything yet. Exo 6 got a long
Exo.
I'm just saying. I had to say it.
I'll put Asmus before Exo.
Oh my After I get the Homelander So toys in hand, then I'll make the call. All right.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Also, I'm working on a Joy of Hobbing. I keep saying that, and I just never post them because I feel like they're not good enough. But if I do post it, go smash that thumbs up. You guys have been great with the video uploads lately, but I don't know. It's about the eye thing. I know we talked about Gandalf a lot, but I did some eye mods. It's just like showing the process, because a few people hit me up if I would do it for them, but it's like, I'd rather just show you how to do it, and that way I don't have to do it for you. But there's some Patreonies that I'll definitely be doing it for, because
I was about to say,
well, I mean, it's figure, like if you broke your figure, not fixing your figure that's perfectly working. That's my out. That's my out. Anyways, yeah, I think we had a good episode. I'm Zach.
Sorry, I'm Dean. I went mute as soon as he said it. My bad.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Raymond.
I'm Ben.
Wow.
You're Raymond?
We'll catch you
oh my
on
God,
the
you don't
next
look good.
episode.
Thanks, guys.
No bye from Dean?
Bye.
Au revoir.
Sorry, I was on mute again.